enough rain today, it seems. I was able to sneak in a flight, fortunately. What did I read today? I guess people will do crazy things with anything. How about things with cars? This one here, apparently someone got stopped and ticketed because I guess their lights broke in the car. But check this out. This one says, stopped for insecure load. Further examination found flashlights being used as headlights, taillights. No insurance and failed to comply with previous inspection order. All told, $1,920 in fines and vehicle removed from road. Yeah, you can see the pictures too. Putting a flashlight as your headlight when it's broken? Wow. I know it's great to save money and all, but that's a little bit too frugal, so to speak, if that's what you want to call it. And it was so weird reading this. Remember that story yesterday where they said, like in the US and various places, they banned the drones from national parks? Well, I believe this one's in New Zealand, and this one here says, tourist drone seized at Tongariro. A tourist has been forced to leave New Zealand without their drone after it was confiscated in Tongariro National Park. It had crash landed near Emerald Lakes after a group of hikers had thrown rocks at it. I have to read that twice. Basically, people threw rocks at it and it crashed. It says a DOC ranger located the drone and waited for the operator. However, no one came forward. The next day, the unidentified owner inquired at the Wakapaka Visitor Center, but were told the drone had been seized. It's reported they have now left the country. But the shocking thing to me, just reading this article, it just seems like in this situation, they were kind of, I guess, endorsing or condoning like people doing that, like taking down the drones. It says, drones are not allowed within Tongariro National Park and the operator had ignored warnings, said operations manager Connie Norgate. Quote, with helicopter operations taking place almost daily, drones use put these aircrafts and their pilots at risk, said Norgate. The incident also shows how they disturb other people's privacy and quiet enjoyment of the outdoors. Hiker who sees drones in Tongariro National Park are urged to report them. It might not be the case, I guess, officially from them, but just this article, like the way it comes across is they're telling people, yeah, it's okay. Like there's a drone there. If they're doing something bad or whatever you feel, just throw like a rock at it or whatever and crash it. Now granted, if he wasn't supposed to fly there and all that, there was all the restrictions, he had the warning and he still did it. He's in the wrong, of course. But how does that make it right? Like people like throwing rocks, taking it down. Like, do you talk about danger and stuff like that? Isn't that dangerous, taking that drone down? Imagine it going out of control and actually hitting someone in that case. Isn't that just as worse? Reminds me of those stories I read of people making those comments, oh, if I see a drone, I'm gonna go shoot at it. Like, you don't even think, okay, let's assume you're firing up in the air over and over again. That bullet's gonna have to come down somewhere, you know? It makes me think of the point with all those things like those remote IDs and the hysteria and stuff like that. It has to work both ways. What are you doing to protect, for example, an operator from crazy people as well? To me, that's a complete double standard in terms of things like safety and all that. And that kind of leads into this next thing I read. I mean, you talk about things like privacy, harassing, I guess, people or animals. How about this story? This one says, guy harasses a manatee, scares it, then does a high five. So from what I gather in this story, there were people on a boat and I guess they were poking at the animals, which basically frightened them. And this was actually caught on video by the drone. It says, guy harasses a manatee, scares it, and in turn causes the rest of the manatees to panic. Way to go, man. And basically the guy is saying here, this video has been given to the proper authorities and they are looking into it. There's no need to contact the FWC because they have the original video already. It's great to see the level of concern most people have for these defenseless animals. Manatees often gather like this on cold days because they don't have blubber to keep them warm like many marine mammals. And so yeah, basically you can see in the video, everything seems normal. I guess they're surrounding the boat and so forth. I don't know if they were poking at it more to tell it to get away, because maybe they were fishing or some of that, I don't know. But basically they were captured by the drone and they sent in the footage, I guess. And I suppose from there on, who knows what will happen, but there's your example there. I mean, people can use it in a good way. Imagine you had those same people that are saying, oh, I just hate drones because of, quote, I guess my privacy or whatever, and they chuck a rock at it. Who's more dangerous there? The person in general, like that bystander, or the person operating the drone? Because people use it in various ways. I can just imagine in this scenario here, those people would come up with a drone and say, look, you're disturbing the animals. Come on, look at this, man. This guy's on a boat. I would say that boat is probably more distracting at the same time. What do you do about people like these that exist? You're not gonna say, for example, oh, that's it. Boats are permanently banned from this water area because people can potentially use it in a bad way. even with the first story, look at how many car-related accidents, deaths, or whatever there are in the world, and people don't create like a huge hysteria over it. Again, complete double standard when people think they can take down a drone and stuff like that, and basically, oh well, it's normal. On a lighter note, I guess this was kind of interesting to see. Basically, there was a couple who got engaged, and I guess the person was an actual drone operator. He runs like a business. And to my understanding of the story, this person met this lady because I guess she did blogging and stuff like that, and she bought a drone. One day it didn't work. She sent it to him to repair, so to speak, and that's how they met and sparks flew. And so recently they decided to get engaged, and he proposed to her by using a drone and flying, I guess, the ring to her. And they basically posted a little video of it and all that. To me personally, there's nothing wrong with it, but it just made me think in general how so many people treat these things like full manned aircraft or like deadly weapons. It made me wonder actually if you have to get in the US technically like FAA waiver to do this quote drone delivery. In my opinion, if someone wants to do something really that simple, which I consider really simple and not dangerous, especially with how open the area is, it should be okay. Not to overcomplicate it and make it sound like you're basically, again, flying like this huge manned aircraft. Man, these guys don't like each other. Alright, see you guys later.